What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit and I am back with some more Age of Mythology, the tutorial action. This one's going to be about Oranos here. We're going to be doing the Turma Strangle Fast Titan. It's an old strategy which I think if you were to use this against a high rated player, it probably will not give you a victory because lots of those players are used to this kind of thing and can deal with it. But at the low level, it's extremely potent and you can do a lot of damage with it. And the general gist of it is we want to be using our army to essentially distract our opponent, do as much economic damage as we can without losing too many units. We want to try and avoid losing units at all costs. That's kind of this the theme with these low-level build orders is trying to teach you that your units are really important and you can do a lot if you don't lose any. So, without further ado, let's get this going. First thing you want to do is train a villager and get that economic guild going. We're going to get hunting dogs straight away. We can use this trick with the sentry tower. We grab the sentry tower, hold shift, click on the economic guild, and then get going. Next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be killing our hunt over here. We've got back hunt as well. This is a really nice ghost leg. One thing we can do with our oracles is, or at least one of our oracles, is that we can bump into the Orc here and make life a little bit easier for our villager here. You can see now the Oracle is going to be attacking or getting attacked by the Orc, and we can just run him away and send him over to do what he wants to do after that happens. So, obviously we're looking to grab as much line of sight as we possibly can. You can pig scout here as well, grab the back information. I'm not going to do it just because I feel like it's not necessary for this demo. One important thing to note with these oracles is we need to kind of think about a path for them all. We don't want them to be overlapping, so think about how you can best path them to get as much information on the map as possible. So I'm going to be looking to send my oracle here and then here and then here. This one's going to be moving across this way. This one's going to go here and then here. And that should be a decent way to see the most map. And I don't have to do too much of this. You can see I've got nothing to do at this point in the game. I could be searching the goats. I could be doing everything else. And you can see now I can move my oracles as soon as they have they give me that notification that they're ready to move, basically. And we're going to be going with that movement, and we're good. Now, this is going to be the first part where a lot of you make mistakes. So I want you to say one thing to me. We will remember our mana. We will remember our mana. Very important, right? This gold mine, you only need to get 25 gold. Chuck the mana down. If you forget it, that's not the end of the world, but it will slow you down. And we don't want to be slowed down. We don't want to be slowed down at all. Actually, let's go here. And we can get this Orc, nice and done. Going for our back Orc as well. Let's go with this one then. He didn't want to come in. Sometimes you have to be a little bit close to these Orcs to make sure they come in. And we're also using our town center to help out. There's a little trick that we can use. Getting more goats. Goats are fairly important for Atlantean, or at least Oranos with this build, because it gives you something to get to the Mythic Age and the Titan Age for. So be very well aware of that. Okay, when we get 100 gold, this is what we're looking for. We're waiting for this villager here to get 100 gold and get our temple up. And there it goes. It's probably a bad temple. It kind of makes the gold mine a little bit crap, but that's okay. We'll be fine. And you can see we're pretty much scouting this map out fairly decently here. No overlaps. Don't need to get any more villagers over here, and we're going to be sending them onto the gold mine. Hopefully we can fit into this little gap here, will be the goal. And here we go. Promethean coming in. Onto that. Now we're advancing to the classical age. We're going to be going onto this tree here. You can grab this. And that'll be good for us. Now, one big thing we need to do right now when we're advancing is getting ourselves another mana. And we want to put it on a, normally we put it on our hunt, but This forest really bad, so we're going to be defending this forest here a little bit. We grab hand axe and pickaxe, and we get going. There should be another orc over here, I think. Where are you, bud? There you are. You do this little trick with your villagers, auto cancelling, and that way we can kill the orc a little bit faster. Cool. And we're still got to be scouting with these guys. Once you're in this position, you want to kind of try and set your oracles up so they can see everything on the map. I'm happy to leave this guy here, happy to leave this guy in the front, and then we're going to be going with that. Next part, we want to be getting 2 counter barracks down, starting to produce Prometheans. This is it's going to be spamming Turma. That's the idea. The reason why I'm showing you this build order and not the meta Oranos build order is because there's a lot of actual military building management you need to do with the meta Oranos build, which you don't have to do with this build. So this one, it kind of just plays itself, right? We're gonna put 5 villages onto gold here, and then we're gonna put villages onto wood until we get 115 population, and then we're gonna get 2 town centers and make our way to the next stage. These units that we're building right now, we could be sending them forward and harassing, because you can see he's gathering from here. I could send these guys forward, so I'll do a little bit of an example. I'm gonna leave these guys at home just for now. A little bit of an example of running in, getting the attacks, and trying to do things. I'm gonna do a little bit of wonky management here, just because this is a thing. Okay, don't do it then, that's fine. But, we can see that we force him off the hut, and then we can just run around and do a little hit somewhere else, you know? Kill the priest, all the good stuff. And we go over onto these guys are nice on the food, and we're good to go. But one thing we need to do, which we've stuffed up, is not have 99% ever. We need to be throwing down those houses, because then what happens is we start floating resources. And a way you can fix this is by building 2 houses at once, and that way we will be able to get that spam going yet again and not float the resources, and it'll be able to fix up that villager situation we had. Now we've got 5 villagers on gold. It's a little bit late because of our bad macro, but it's fine. It's fine. This is totally fine. Now we've got all these guys coming in, put him under a control group. He's still hunting from this location. We're going to come back in, push him off it. This is Egyptian, so it's a little bit harder to get the raids in there, but if they're gathering outside their base, just go for it, you know? Throw up another mana soon. You can see we're floating resources. This doesn't normally happen, but we can throw down this next mana, and we've got all of them. What's happening here? We get attacked, we run away. We don't want to lose units. We can pick off units. Here, look at this. He's running at us, we hit and run. We throw our spears, we run away. Oh, we got to actually throw them first though. There we go, we throw the spear, we run away. And this is one way you can do a lot of damage to these guys. And we can just kill them all. Here we go, done. And not losing any units, feels good. Okay, we should be finding our way to a second town center now. Oh, we killed our unit. That feels bad. Always remember to keep using your Valor God powers. We're going to kill this off. And now we've got enough to get our town center going. Or soon. Probably. Where'd the magic go? I don't know. Doesn't matter. We're going to cancel these guys up. And we're going to grab our town center. Now, when we've grabbed 2 town centers, we want to start thinking about what we're going to be doing. You can see the units, villagers are running over onto the stair. We can go and hit that, make life difficult for our opponent. Probably can get some more wood coming in. We're just trying to get that. Those resources. And we can move forward onto this town center as well. Always trying to make sure that everything's going well. You can see these villagers here. One thing, if you get a really good raid, is using shockwave onto the villagers. It's going to be real good. Once the town center's coming up, we want to start building villages onto food and onto our herdables here. So once we do that, we want to grab husbandry before we start eating our herdables every single time. Otherwise, you're really hurting yourself. Now, if you've done really well, right, at this point, and not lost any units, you can see how many Turma we have, right? Oh, we're getting attacked over here. See how many Turma we have? We have like 25. So we're not gonna really need to keep building them. We want to leave that population space for our for our citizen here. And that way we're gonna keep getting more resources incoming. You can also build an armory up as well at this point once you've got the town centers coming down. And as you can see, this really does play itself here, and these Prometheans really help this kill the enemy really easily if they don't have heroes. So you can win fights nicely. Now we're on to our herdables. We're about to get this next town center. We're going to send villagers over to food that we can grab. Come in, we can pick off more villagers here, right? He runs away because he should, but you should lose all these villages. Always try and get as close to them as you possibly can. Once we get this town center, we got to keep getting more food. Very important. We're starting to float resources on the wood as well, so we can take villages off wood, build farms if we had to. We have a lot of resources floating here. In fact, that's what we're going to start doing with this guy. We can just come and run around, pick off villages everywhere, and it's really simple, right? Run away from his army. We don't really want to engage his army without our Prometheans. If he chases us, it's fine. We can move in, hit and run. Just keep forcing him to be in a bad position here. Pick off both those units there. Attack with half. We can do this kind of stuff. And try not to lose any units here. And you can see that we're about to be able to advance to the next age. It's a little bit late. Would have liked to be advancing by now, but not going to happen. Alright, let's not build this villager here. And let's... Ooh, okay. And let's go. Next age is on the way. And you can see we've already got resources to be able to get to the mythic age here. As soon as the food comes in, that is. He's running over here. We could see that with the Oracle. I mean, if our Oracle didn't die, we would have been able to spot that as well. We can come over and raid these villages here. This is the idea. We're trying to hit all of the resources that we possibly can, prevent our enemy from gathering anything. We can use our Turma to path block as well, running in front of them. Very important. Okay, so we should have the food to be able to advance now. We're looking to be able to need more wood. More gold's going to have to come in as well. Probably going to be fine on the gold, as you can see. And at this point as well, if you are like pretty good at the game and you just want to start learning a little bit of Atlantean, this build can transition into like a heroic age thing and a lot of other cool stuff. So when we hit the heroic age, we want to put our Dryad or Hesperus tree down just before the rain comes in. And that's going to allow us to God Power block our Titan. Yeah, it's actually really important. And now we're going to go through to the next age. Some farms coming down. You can see we're short on the food and the wood to get to the Titan age. And we're still looking to do some damage. Probably, and we should probably get our fortified town centers as well when we can. We're just going to check resources here. Just grab them from this gold mine again. And grab this. We should be able to get to the Titan Age as well as get that technology there. Pick off these villages. We'll miss one because we suck. Feels bad, man. I think they'll be chasing us now. So this is what fights are going to be looking like at the low level. You send your Prometheans in first to tank a lot of the damage. Turma sit at the back, and you don't want him to be hitting the Turma at all. So if he's ever hitting the Turma, you just run back the unit that's being attacked, and you try and keep them alive as best as you possibly can. Right? So now we're in the Mythic Age. Now, as we're almost Mythic Age, as we're getting close to the Mythic Age, we want to be running into their base. with these Turma and trying to use this this Titan Gate onto their barracks or something. Or onto any part of their base, basically. This is a distraction god power mostly. So we run in. He's got a lot of barracks here, right? How far off are we? We're ready. We're going to be using him right here. And we just leave and we can attack different spots. Now we go to the Titan Age. At this point, we can start spending our resources on things, right? We grab our economic upgrades. We're going to be grabbing some more farms. We need more gold. So reorganize our economy based on what we actually need. We can also throw down a bunch of barracks and we can start switching over into those, which is fairly smart. Farms is going to be good. You can see that this Tartarian Gate is going to do a lot of damage to your opponent just in of itself, so it gives us even more time to get to the Titan Age here. And see, we've got this Dryad or Hesperus tree back up again. We're not going to put that down until after the Titan Gate comes in. Now we can start building out Murmillo and actually set them on the auto queue. You can see we're max villages as well. And we grab out even more economic upgrades. Move. Actually, we're probably not going to move forward onto another gold mine because we're going to be using most of our villages to be building the Titan Gate, which we're going to start moving over towards. And that'll be nice. You don't have to use all of our villages, but you can see if we use like 12, that's quite a few left to be able to do this with, to be able to keep building units and getting technologies, right? And then we do this, we put this here, and the Triad tree goes on the other side. This way our Titan Gate's not going to die to like any sort of attack, and we can keep upgrading our units. Kind of don't want to be building Turma beyond the initial Turma that you get as well. That's why I'm trying to say, try not to lose them, because it gives you the opportunity to, when you do actually have to fight, you can transition into stronger units like the Murmillo, like the Archers. Keep throwing up these things, keep getting armor, economic upgrades. Once you get the economic upgrades and you feel confident with that, we can start getting the armory upgrades up. And that's basically the build, right? Once the Titan comes in, if this has gone this successfully, chances are you win the game, right? There's not a lot of, if you've done economic damage, you've got the Tartarian Gate down, probably going to win a lot of those low level games. Now it's funny, the actual meta Oranos build doesn't look a whole lot different to this in terms of the idea behind it, right? Like the difference is we're going to be building food-based units, going to have a little bit less, a little bit more macro management, and probably not going for the fast time. We're looking to grab map control and try and get town centers and 4 town centers and things like that. But it all kind of works. Now, if you get a moment of idle time where you're not doing anything while the Titan's going up, we want to try and make sure we can send our villagers back to doing something. So we grab our villagers, click on the Titan Gate, hold shift, click on the Titan Gate, hold shift, and then send them back to what they need to be doing. Now, we've got all of our upgrades and we can start spamming these guys out. Imagine that these units would probably be dying because he's trying to stop our Titan Gate or something, but you know, this is essentially the gist of it. And it's like an 18-minute Titan Gate, and this is with the nerfed Titan Age where it's an extra 15 seconds. So you can imagine this Titan Gate would be up about now, right? On like an older patch or something like that. So it's a very fast Titan Age, it's very fast, and you get full pop army, you get full pop economy, you get like a lot of armory upgrades. You can even do this thing where you get double or triple armory, get upgrades everywhere. Titan can come in and just kill the enemy. Anyways, if you enjoyed this build order and you've tried it out and you've had some success with it, please let me know. For some reason, the Tartarian spawn just killed everything and I just win because my opponent has nothing. Anyways, if you enjoyed this build order, please rate, comment, subscribe, and the notification bell if you like my videos and want to see my videos as soon as they come out. My name's Boit, and I'll see you guys next time.